Hi there. So, if you're running a business, then you have to make decisions each and every day, and lots of them some days. And those decisions can range from, minor choices to huge decisions that are going to have life-altering consequences. And, for many people, decision making is not easy. In fact, it can be a real struggle, depending on who you are. So my question is, how well do you make decisions? Is it a problem for you, or do you weigh up the options, look at the available data, immediately make a decision and take action? Which one? So many of us struggle with making decisions, some days worse than others. And when it is a real problem and you know it's a problem, it's technically known as decidophobia, the inability to make a decision. And why do we struggle with decision making? And I don't want to simplify it too much, but most of our concerns comes down to fear. We fear the responsibility. We fear to leave our comfort zone, heading into the unknown. We fear that. We fear that we might make the wrong decision. The consequence of making that wrong decision. We fear upsetting others with our decision. I could go on and on. We fear so many reasons. They usually involve fear. So overall, our fear of what could go wrong and our desire to make the right decision for everyone can hold us back to the point that we actually don't make the decision at all. And, I think we've all had times that we've really, struggled to make a decision, but if it's a real issue for you. And if you suffer from decidophobia to some degree and would like to change your indecisiveness, then the following tips might help you. Number 1, breathe. Don't let the weight of making a decision turn into a stressful situation. Seriously, relax, take a breath, focus on your breath, and then come back and look at the decision that needs to be made again. Be objective. If you can take a step back and take a more objective view, it's so much easier to make that decision. And sometimes we get too close, that we start to stumble and ruminate and we go over and we're on that loop then. So if you can actually take a more clinical approach, list the pros, list the cons, it will help you to weigh up what your options are, and it will give you the confidence to make that decision and just stick to it, execute it. Number 3, believe in yourself. Sometimes you have to make a snap decision. The situation calls for it. And if this is the case, take a moment to pause and quickly consider your options and then go for it. Once you've made that decision, don't second guess yourself. You've made the decision, time to implement it, get stuck in. Now, on the other hand, if you do have the luxury, don't rush it. If the situation gives you time to make that decision, coolly and calmly, take the time. Digest what information that you have and look for any further information that will actually help you. If you can get the right data, and that will give you the answers, clean cut. Next, speak up. In most situations, we have people that we can turn to for guidance and support, and people who care about us. Go to your inner circle and get their opinions. Go and ask people that you really respect and who've got experience. Go and ask for that help. Too often, we don't want to go, we don't want to bother people. Many reasons we don't ask when we should. Ask people, ask for help. Listen to your instincts. I'm a great believer in gut instinct. I'll usually look for the data. I'm an absolute fact finder. I love data. I love tables, and I'll do my pros and my cons. But I tell you, if my gut's saying no, I don't care what the data says. That gut instinct will steer you in the right direction. And you know, the biggest fear I think we have is the fear of failure. We fear that it won't work. Well, you know, it's okay if it doesn't work. If you don't make any decisions, then you won't fail, but you won't succeed either. You're guaranteed of that. But if you do make that decision and you do go for it, you just might be a roaring success. And if you're not, you pick yourself up, you dust yourself off, and you go again. So don't fear failure. Most great success stories have many, many failure stories, you know, in their journey, for sure. So, you know, if you do make a mistake, admit it, own it, pivot, make the changes, go again. But don't lose valuable time and resources trying to justify a bad decision, or worrying about it, or stewing on it, or letting it keep you stuck. Pivot, modify, change, move on. You can do it. Make that decision and go for it. Now, if you struggle with decidophobia, let me know. Or if you're a quick decision maker, snap decision maker, let me know. Have an awesome day.